In a quaint little village, nestled between rolling green hills, lived a young baker named Leo. Leo was renowned for his bread. People would travel from miles around just for a loaf of his warm, crusty sourdough. But Leo had a secret. While he was a master baker, he was also incredibly stingy. He would use the cheapest ingredients he could find, often just a day away from spoiling, and rely on his baking skills to mask their poor quality. His bread looked perfect on the outside, golden and inviting, but the taste, while good enough, never quite reached the heights it could have. Still, his business boomed, and his pockets grew heavy with coins. One day, a traveling merchant passed through the village. He was an old man with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of 1,000 journeys. He entered Leo's bakery. Drawn in by the delicious aroma, he bought a loaf of bread and sat on a bench outside to eat. Leo watched him from the window, puffing his chest out with pride. But then he saw the old man take a single bite, frown slightly, and then quietly put the rest of the loaf into his bag. He didn't finish it. This stung Leo more than any spoken complaint. Why didn't he finish it? It was a perfect loaf. The next day, the old man returned. "Young man," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "I am a merchant, and I deal in quality. I can tell you have great skill, but you do not respect your craft." Leo scoffed. "My bread is the best in the land. Look at all my customers." The old man smiled sadly. "You create a beautiful illusion. But true quality is not just what is seen on the surface. It is in the integrity of every ingredient, every step of the process. You are cheating not just your customers, but yourself, out of the true masterpiece you are capable of creating." The merchant then made Leo a proposal. For 1 week, he said, bake with only the finest ingredients, the best flour from the northern mills, the freshest yeast, the purest spring water. I will cover the cost. If, at the end of the week, you do not feel a difference, I will leave and never bother you again. Driven by a mix of pride and a flicker of curiosity, Leo agreed. The first day was a revelation. The flour felt like silk in his hands. The yeast was so alive, the dough rose higher and felt more supple than ever before. The aroma that filled his bakery was richer, more complex, and utterly intoxicating. He followed the merchant's advice, taking no shortcuts, pouring his heart into every loaf. When he pulled the first batch from the oven, he was stunned. The bread had a deeper golden brown color. The crust was perfectly crisp, and the inside was light, airy, and full of flavor. He nervously offered a piece to the old merchant. The man chewed slowly, a broad smile spreading across his face. "This," he said, his eyes twinkling, "this is bread. This is art." For the rest of the week, Leo baked with this newfound passion. He saw the genuine delight on his customers' faces. They didn't just buy the bread, they savored it, their eyes closing in pleasure. His sales didn't just stay steady, they soared. People who used to buy 1 loaf were now buying 3, sharing it with friends and family, spreading the word not just of good bread, but of incredible bread. At the end of the week, the merchant came to say goodbye. Leo rushed to him, his hands dusted with premium flour. "Please," Leo said, his voice thick with emotion, "let me repay you. You've taught me more than I could have imagined." The old man simply shook his head. "Your reward is the joy you now find in your work and the genuine happiness you bring to others. True wealth isn't measured in coins, but in the quality you put into the world and the integrity with which you live your life." From that day on, Leo never used a cheap ingredient again. His bakery became a legend, a symbol of quality and passion. He became wealthier than he ever was before, but his true riches were the pride he felt in his work and the respect he earned from his community. He had learned that shortcuts might lead to quick gains. But true, lasting success is always built on a foundation of quality and integrity. The most valuable ingredient, he realized, was honesty. This story reminds us that in our own lives, whether it's in our work, our relationships, or our personal projects, the quality we put in matters. It's easy to take shortcuts to do just enough to get by. But true fulfillment comes from giving our best, from using the finest ingredients we have, our time, our effort, our honesty. The results might not always be immediate, but building a life of integrity creates a legacy that is far more valuable than any temporary gain. It's about creating something, not just for the eyes, but for the soul. Think about the bread you are baking in your own life. Are you using the best ingredients? Are you proud of the quality you're putting out into the world? It's never too late to start investing in quality. to choose integrity over convenience, because in the end, the satisfaction of knowing you gave your best is the most delicious reward of all. It's a lesson that Leo the baker learned, and one that can transform our lives too. Don't just make something that looks good on the outside. Create something that is truly good all the way through. That is the secret to a life well lived. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that make you think. See you next time.